section of polynomials, and it's multiplying, dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So just a quick refresher, remember that if I'm multiplying the same thing by itself, it's just using repeated multiplication, it becomes squared. So it's the same idea if I have a square and the dimensions would be 4 times 4. We know it's 16, but you can write also as 4 squared. And we're going to use this when multiplying variables together because we don't know what x is. So we're just, instead of writing x times x, we're just going to write x squared. So let's take a look at our first example here. Remember, we're going to be using the distributive property. So you're doing 2x times 3x and 4 times 2x. So 2x multiplied by 3x plus 2x multiplied by 4. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then you have x times x squared, 6x squared, plus 4 groups of 2x, 4 times 2 is 8x. That's your answer. Second example here, we have negative 2 times negative 3x, so negative 2x times multiplied by negative 3x, and negative 2x multiplied by 4. So negative 2 by negative 3, positive 6, x by x, x squared. So notice that we multiply our coefficients together and our variables together. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, and we just have an x. And that's your answer. Okay, moving on, we're going to look at division. So same idea, when you're dividing, the difference between and when you're multiplying and you're dividing, here notice that when I multiply x's together, I get x squared. So if you remember exponents, let's take a look. If you remember what this is, 2 squared divided by 2, 1. What can I do with my exponents here? I can actually subtract them using one of the laws of exponents that we've seen, so 2 to the power of 1 or just 2. And that's what we're going to do apply here. We have m squared, and this is m degree 1. So basically, you can just subtract your exponents. Your coefficients, you're just going to divide your coefficients, so that's going to be negative 5. M is going to be your final answer. And so here, you're going to distribute your negative 6k, so you're going to do 30k squared divided by negative 6k. And then negative 18k divided by negative 6k. So I distributed my negative 6k to each. So negative 30 divided by negative 6 is positive 5. And then k squared divided by k, remember I can just subtract 1 or cancel each other out. Remember that I could do this way as well. 2 multiplied by 2 divided by 2, I can just cancel them out. So I can get just 1, 2. So k times k squared, just canceling a k, 5k. Negative 18 divided by negative 6 is positive 3. And k divided by k, no more k. Because here they cancel each other out. Here's your practice. Make sure you check your word behind the book.